Hello everyone, I'm going to go over a set of true and false statements about cells for an AP Biology class. For each statement, I'm going to give the answer and a short explanation. With that being said, let's jump right into it. Number 1, eukaryotic cells are larger than prokaryotic cells. So remember that eukaryotic cells are ones with a nucleus. Prokaryotic cells don't have a nucleus. They are much smaller than the eukaryotic cells, somewhere in the range of like 100 to 1,000 times smaller. So this one is true. Let's check our work. And we're right. Number 2, all cells have a nucleus. This word here, all, should jump out at you. Every cell on Earth doesn't have a nucleus, and I would say by count, most cells don't have a nucleus. Remember that the eukaryotic ones we just talked about do, they have a nucleus. However, prokaryotes don't have a nucleus. So this one is false, and we're right. Number 3, plants have chloroplast and mitochondria. This is probably one of the biggest misconceptions I used to see in students. They think that plants only have a chloroplast and animals only have a mitochondria. However, plants both have chloroplast and mitochondria. They produce sugars in the chloroplast through photosynthesis, but they also break them down using their mitochondria. So they have both, and this one is true. Number 4, the nucleolus makes ribosomes. So remember that you have a eukaryotic cell, you have a nucleus, but then you have this small portion inside the nucleus that's called the nucleolus. What does this do? Well, it makes something called rRNA. And this rRNA is part of a ribosome, so this one is true. The Golgi body produces lipids. Remember that the Golgi body is in eukaryotic cells. It's like a network of membranes that transport things around the cell. And since it transports things around the cell, it doesn't primarily produce lipids. The smooth ER produces lipids, so this one is false. Number 6, ribosomes are found in prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Again, remember eukaryotic cells, they're much larger, they have a nucleus. Prokaryotic cells, they're much smaller, they don't have a nucleus. Ribosomes are structures that make proteins from mRNA. And these proteins are going to be found in all cells. So all cells have proteins, all cells must make proteins. That means this one is true because all cells must have ribosomes to make proteins. Number 7, the rough and smooth ER are connected by a membrane. Remember that we have, again, eukaryotic cells, they have a nucleus. One of the membrane organelles that's around the nucleus is called the endoplasmic reticulum. The rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes attached, so this is the rough, while the smooth does not. However, they are interconnected by membranes. So you're going to have these two structures being connected together by the membranes they're made up of. So this one is true. Number 8, ribosomes are organelles that create lipids. So the main word that we're focusing on here is lipids, because ribosomes, they're definitely organelles. There are people that don't consider them organelles. Most biology teachers consider them an organelle, but they don't create lipids. They create, like we talked about before, they create proteins. So this one is false. Number 9, lysosomes are surrounded by their own membrane. Lysosomes are an organelle that contain digestive enzymes, and since they contain digestive enzymes, we surround them, or our cells surround them with a membrane to protect the other parts of the cell. If the lysosomes didn't have a membrane, the enzymes would break down structures in the cell that we need, so it has to be surrounded by a membrane. This one is true. And our last one, number 10, plant cells have many vacuoles. The key word here is many. So we have animal cells and we have plant cells. They both have vacuoles that store things. However, in animal cells, there are many smaller ones compared to a plant cell that typically has one main large one. So this one is false.